Many of us wonder to no end about who we really are. The magnitude of perplexity and bewilderment that we all face when we get asked that question by someone else. Or even asking that questions to ourselves when we are completely and utterly alone in the middle of the night. It is so strange and uncanny that we try to understand a lot of people more and better than we try to understand ourselves. Or is it? The fact that we try to understand other people better and dig so deep within their own cognitive and emotional processes in order to identify and extract possible flaws, shortcomings, and deficiencies instead of our own, inadvertently reveal our naivety and cowardness in confronting our own set of demons, conquering them and eventually finding what we are looking for beneath all the fabrications and illusions that we create for ourselves, in order to save our own egos from being shattered through confronting the truth. A lot of us, who crave a true sense of self-actualization and self-fulfillment, ask the external world and society to tell us who we are, because we can't accept who we are, and we even try to follow in their shadows and hope that one day we will be presented with the definitive realization of who we truly are. While the truth is, we will never know who we are and who we wanted to be in this life through asking other people. The only way we can discover ourselves is through a one-on-one, honest, vulnerable, and brutal confrontation or self-reflection with our own respective egos and consciences. And it seems so easy to say that. It is basically having an open-minded interview with yourselves, and yet so many of us find it to be one of the hardest and scariest thing to do. Now why? Because it is through this self-reflection that we will have to confront our own set of flaws, shortcomings, and deficiencies. Couple that with washing our own self-made fabrications with the truth that we all have some awareness and reservations of when we are exposed to them, but are too afraid to admit and confess to because of their innately perceived capabilities to torment our self-esteem, that we can finally be able to be completely honest and transparent with ourselves and identify who we are and what we truly want to be in life. These are the demons that you will have to battle internally, admitting your flaws and accepting the truth of your own circumstances. This is the long battle between your ego, who tells you what you want to hear, and your conscience, who tells you what you need to hear. Oftentimes, the ego tries to satiate you by being the loudest voice in your head, complementing your words, thoughts, and actions regardless of the objective truth, in order to save you and itself from its and your worst fear: revelation. It is strange that we actually want the truth, but we never want full disclosure. And this is where your conscience comes to play. The conscience is the one that speaks the least, but when it does speak, it delivers the most power and meaning. Do you ever have moments in your life where you try to process a significant circumstance that you are facing, where your ego tries to calm you down, gives you a million pats in the back, and play with or dismiss the whole situation, while there is a small voice in the back of your head that simply states, "No, do this instead"? But it is the one which got your attention the most? That is your conscience speaking to you. Like when you are processing the desperate need to lose weight and your ego screams at you repeatedly, telling you to just sit down, enjoy life, procrastinate, stop thinking too much, indulge yourself in pleasure, and stay away from pain as much as possible, while your conscience simply whispers, "Get up and start lifting, you lazy slob." It's only a small set of words, but it captivates your thoughts the most and makes you dwell on it the most. We often shun away our conscience and shoves them away into the deepest, darkest corner of our heads because we are just too afraid to confront the truth. And by nature, most human beings are mentally incapable of handling the entirety of truth because of the pain it will bring to our self-esteem and emotions. But this is the part where you actually must be the most receptive and humble in order to break out of the illusion that you create for yourself that is getting you absolutely nowhere in life. Because only through confronting, accepting, and overcoming your demons truthfully will you be able to realize your true potential and inclinations, to finally convince your ego to listen to your conscience and make peace between them. Because only then will you finally be able to fully trust yourself. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. A lot of people took the words "you are enough" the wrong way. They took it as mere satiating words of encouragement from other people that implies that we are enough just as we are to be happy, and that we do not have to do anything or worry about anything to feel self-sufficient in our lives. Well, no. The truth is, you will never feel enough and self-sufficient if you never realize, extract, and exert your full potential to know what you are capable of. Because it is not so much about the state of you being enough as you are, but it is about discovering by yourself to what extent on which you can be enough for. Just like a glass without water. The glass itself is enough, but without the water or any other possible contents that it can hold, to what extent is it enough for? If you want to know who you really are, what you want to do, and who you want to be, you must discover your true potential through peeling away your sense of self down to the very core and ask yourself, what do you want? It is such a simple question, but it is one of the hardest to answer because we and our egos lie to ourselves too much. And when we do answer that question, we often answer it with what do people want from us or what we think people want from us, instead of what we want for ourselves. Because in today's social construct, we are often told that it is not okay to just be who we are. And that is why most of us have very little clue of our own potential, since we never really truthfully converse with ourselves and analyze ourselves to discover and unlock them. Remember, the only one who knows yourself best is you and no one else. You don't need anybody to tell you what you want. Yes, you are enough, but it is a question of exerting that sense of enoughness that you've discovered within yourself to the world that will eventually determine what you are enough for and what will make you feel enough. Thank you for watching.